So that one thing from the Developer Direct has to be the most exciting thing coming to Game Pass yet. Welcome back to 128KB. This is the quick bit of gaming news where we catch up in the world of gaming this week in a short news-like video. And you've guessed it by now, these videos are never short nor news-like because I can't be impartial, I get overly excited, and I speak too much.
Hooray!
But if you are super impatient and you just want to get to the bit where the title is, well, there's chapters below and you can skip to the story that interests you. But I'm guessing that all these stories will interest you because they're from your favourite gaming creators. Well, actually, no, they're just all about Xbox this week because, let's face it, Xbox has kind of dominated the news primarily, and we're going to start things off lightly, and that is the new Xbox Cypher Edition is here. Yes, you may have thought I was going to start talking about the Developer Direct, but no, that's coming later. I'm going to start things off talking about the new Cypher Edition controllers that Xbox have released this week. Well, it's actually just one, and it is a thing of beauty. But you know by now that I love new shiny things, and yes, I'm excited by this new shiny thing, but it is actually a thing of beauty. The Red Cypher Edition, its official name is the Pulse Cypher Special Edition. There we go. I can read. It is an all-red, semi-transparent Cypher Edition controller where the top is a red transparent plastic, the underside is a red rubberized finish, and we have metal triggers and D-pad. It is absolutely beautiful. It is probably a little bit pricey, coming in at $69.99. Ouch. But let's face it, we all know by now, I'm probably going to buy it, and it's probably going to sit on a shelf behind me, and I'm going to look at it and go, oh, isn't that pretty? And moving along, before we get to the really heavy-hitting stuff, let's talk about some kind of surprising news, and that is some huge Xbox games are coming to Switch 2. This is being reported on by Insider Gaming, and it seems like Xbox aren't just giving up exclusivity, they're straight up porting all their heavy-hitting games straight over to what is going to be the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, we already know from the Microsoft Activision merger that Call of Duty is confirmed to be coming to the new Nintendo platform for up to 10 years with complete parity. So the next Call of Duty is nailed on going to be on the Switch 2. But we're also now seeing what other Microsoft and Xbox games are going to be ported on as third-party titles onto the new Nintendo Switch 2. And this report goes on to say that we are going to get Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That wasn't something I think I was going to hear. Halo Master Chief Collection, Diablo 4, wow, Fallout 4, and probably the most surprising of the lot is Starfield. There's some real surprises in amongst this that are rumoured and leaked to be coming to the Switch 2. Starfield has to be the most surprising for me, but I guess it's not that shocking when we consider the DLSS-styled magic that the Switch 2 is reported to have in its hardware, its upscaling and frame generation capabilities, and also when we consider that Starfield does actually run on the Xbox Series S relatively okay. So it's not unreasonable to consider that it might be able to run on the Nintendo Switch 2, especially when docked. But when we consider this new frame gen and DLSS style technology that the NVIDIA chip in the Switch 2 will have, it's not that surprising to think that it might be able to run. It's more surprising to consider that Microsoft would be willing to give up exclusivity so quickly on a game that they build so big as Starfield. But one thing's for sure, it's very exciting to see that these games will be able to be played handheld. That's cool. And it's also going to be really cool to see some awesome third-party titles coming to Nintendo. One thing's for certain is that this generation for the Nintendo Switch looks really exciting. And let's jump into the big bit of the week. And of course, this has just happened. It's going to be yesterday by the time you're watching this video. For me, right now, it's just happened. Hey, time travel. Welcome to the past. Weird. And that is, of course, the Xbox Developer Direct, where we saw 4 games deep dived by Xbox in their announcement on YouTube, one of which was always a mystery and we weren't sure what it's going to be. There was lots of rumours, lots of conjecture about what this could have been. Is it going to be an Oblivion remake? I don't know what this game's going to be. And it was a complete surprise to everyone. What was really cool to see is they didn't mess around and they dived straight into it. So we had this mystery game, and then we had some games in the middle that no one's particularly interested in. And then we had the best game coming to Game Pass probably ever right at the end. That's the first game, of course, the surprise game that no one knew what it was. And it is a collaboration between Team Ninja and Platinum Games. Yes, Bayonetta's Platinum Games. That's cool. And it is, of course, Ninja Gaiden 4. This looks like a game that I love already. A fast-paced hack-and-slash action game in a stylized kind of cyberpunk futuristic Tokyo. Yeah, I'm all over it. It looks really cool. Super fast-paced combat, lots of combos and special moves you can do. Great character design, great art. Just the whole world it's set in looks really cool. Blood, gore, action.
I'm there
for it. This is awesome to see. I think it's been 10 years since the previous Ninja Gaiden game, so it was great to see a return, and obviously with the involvement of Platinum Games, you know this is going to be awesome. That's their wheelhouse. This is coming at the end of 2025 and is going to be day one Game Pass. Yes, that's amazing. And as if that announcement wasn't enough, as I was texting Andy as the developer director was going on, he was saying, why didn't they just re-release one of the old ones first and then everyone would remember what this game was? And then they go and announce that. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which is a remaster of the Xbox 360 game. And I'll be honest, it looks gorgeous too. And as if by magic, they announced that that's available on Game Pass right now to play. Amazing. Huge win for Game Pass, this. And really, this takes the silver medal of highlights for the evening. We then went on to see two other games that, I'm going to be honest, I'm not that particularly interested in. They didn't grab me. The first was by Compulsion Games. It's a third-person adventure game called South of Midnight. It's kind of this magical melee adventure where you play as a magical weaver. I don't know about this. The art style was kind of interesting. That's going to be kind of the nicest thing I'll say about it. The cutscenes had a kind of claymation feel to them in how they looked, and also had quite a kind of low frame rate kind of vibe going on, almost like it felt like it was like 15 FPS. I'm not sure if that was intentional. I hope it's an intentional choice. Otherwise, it's a bit worrying, let's be honest. It's an April 8th release. It's come to Game Pass, so if you're a Game Pass subscriber, it's free to try, if nothing else. It didn't grab me. That's all I'm going to say. It just doesn't kind of appeal to me. The next game, again, didn't grab me in particular, but I know there's going to be some people that are going to love this. It's a new RPG, a French JRPG. I don't know if that's possible. From Sandful Interactive, and it's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I think the problem that's going to be with this game is that it combines real-time action and turn-based combat as well. And I know that turn-based combat is a massive divider in amongst players. The people that love turn-based combat aren't going to necessarily resonate that well with the real-time elements. They've talked about how they've balanced this and tried to get the best of both worlds for players with a lot of reiteration and playtesting. But turn-based is a massive divider, and I think that might be a problem. The story and the world that it's set in does look really cool. It's got a really nice vibe to it. So if you're a huge RPG fan, I think this is going to hit really well with you. For me, not that exciting, but April 24th release, and again, yes, that's coming to Game Pass. I think for me, because it's on Game Pass, it's free to try. That's a massive win for Game Pass, isn't it? Let's be honest, the whole thing. You can try this game out day one for free, and it's there's no risk. If you don't like it, just uninstall it. But it looks great. The graphics look beautiful, the art style and everything. It's just a turn-based RPG. It's difficult in 2025. And then, of course, we had it. The fourth game, the thing everyone is most excited for. I was watching the live chat on YouTube, and all anyone was going is, come on, Doom now, Doom now, Doom now. And, of course, the fourth deep dive was from id Software, and it was Doom, The Dark Ages. And if you were hyped before, now, you've just been turned up to 25. I don't know if that's a scale. It is now. It absolutely had me hyped the whole way through the announcement. They had the heavy metal soundtrack playing. It had me fully pumped. It kept ramping up. They kept showing more and more of the combat, more kind of features being announced as it went. It got me to fever pitch. I was properly excited about this game before. I'm even more hyped now. I'm going to call it now. This is going to be the best game that has ever come to Game Pass.
Oh, big announcement, big call.
I know, but I fully believe this. It's set in a medieval landscape, but it has that kind of Doom futuristic feel to it at the same time. The developers go on to say that in this game, they want you to be a tank. I'm there for that. It's a perfect combination of heavy hitting melee and parrying with, of course, the Doom hardcore guns. This is the perfect marriage. honestly looks great. You can scale how fast the game is, the abilities of like meleeing and parrying, how hard and fast that is as well. So there's a lot of tweakability to get the gameplay beat exactly as you like it. That's great to see. Everything from the shield saw to the melee weapons that you can use to the vast array of guns that Doom is obviously going to have. It just looks like heavy metal awesome, and I am totally there for it. And then, of course, they just keep dripping out new bits of the game just to tease you along, and they announce that there will be giant mechs. What? Giant mechs! You can finally be in giant, fire-breathing, monstrous Doom-styled mechs in this medieval, awesome landscape with all this futuristic tech. And oh my god! I guess you can probably tell that I'm just a little bit excited about this one. Andy is also mega hyped. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed with that they didn't say about was if there was any co-op in there. They didn't announce it. It would be amazing to see 2 or 3 player co-op in this game, because then it's going to be an incredible experience. But even if it's not there, even if it's just a single player Doomfest, this, well, it looks like possibly one of the best Dooms yet, and is almost certainly, for me, the best game that is coming to Game Pass. And yes, it is coming to Game Pass. Yes, it's coming this year. May the 15th, Game Pass Day 1. Truly, Doom the Dark Ages is a massive win for Game Pass, and so is Ninja Gaiden 4 and Ninja Gaiden Black, the remake of 2, or remaster of 2. These are huge wins, big games coming to Game Pass that I'm excited for and justify the subscription in my mind. But also that justifies the subscription of Game Pass to me is the other games that have been announced today. Not that I'm that excited by them, but the fact that I'm going to be able to try them day one with zero risk to my wallet and see if I like them or not. Because sometimes some games you have to just experience them firsthand to truly fall in love with. South of Midnight, I'm not sure that that's going to be the case, but Expedition 33 could well grow on me. I do like RPGs, as you may have guessed. Final Fantasy VII is my favourite game, and that does suggest also that I'm okay with turn-based games too. So it's definitely one I'm going to try. Whether it will make my list in the backlog of games to play, we'll wait and see. But like I said, it's free to try in Game Pass, and that's a massive win. This whole thing was that it was a bit of a sandwich of great and not so great, and then great again. But hey, I'm there for it. The best thing, really, is Doom the Dark Ages. Getting a proper, 10-minute or so deep dive on that, seeing some extended gameplay, hearing the music, seeing the gameplay action, the combat beats that are there. It looks absolutely epic, and I hope you're there for it as well, because I certainly am. I'd love to know what you think. Are you excited by any of the games that are announced here? Are you going to buy them? Are you already a Game Pass subscriber? Let me know all of that stuff down in the comments down below. And once you're down there digging around, of course you should like this video, because why else did you get to the end? And if you've not already, subscribe to the channel, because we need your validation. We get quite lonely talking to ourselves in the corner of a room. And before you go, consider watching another video from us here at 128KB. They'll be slapped up by my face. They're probably quite good. Better than average, let's say, at least. So until the next time, I'll see you next time.